Dr. Lara Dahl at Georgia State University, and I'm going to play for you the GMEA 2025 Concert Band Lyrical Etude. So let's talk about a few tricky things in this. I love this etude. What's interesting is that this starts in the middle of the etude. If you want to see the original etude, find a Barrett book. You can find it on IMSLP on the internet. And so we're really kind of starting in the middle here. It originally started with the melody that you hear in measure 11. So when you hear this in 11, this is the melody returning to this etude. So it starts in the middle, and what you can do is really phrase this. Really follow the phrasing that's written in this music. So there's a big crescendo to measure 2 to that downbeat. And then it gets softer. And then you can start a little louder for the next measure. With a big decrescendo. Hold that B flat for 2 full beats, then take your breath. Make sure when you breathe, write in your music to exhale and then inhale. That's going to calm you down. The more you can exhale the old air and inhale the new air, the better you're going to feel as you continue playing this etude in your audition. This next section turns into the minor mode, so the character can change a little bit. It becomes a little bit less happy, a little bit more rose. And even though it's not written, I would still make the same crescendo you did from measure 1 to measure 2. Make it in this phrase. This is an identical phrase. So you're going to crescendo to the E flat in measure 6 and then decrescendo. And then we get this really exciting part leading up to the B flat. That B flat, just go for it. It's one of the biggest spots in this etude. And so you have a really nice crescendo up there. You don't want to make these staccatos too short because this is a slow etude. It's only at 88 to the quarter note. So we don't want... It's not very pretty on the oboe. The oboe is naturally a very short instrument. So you want to add a little bit of length to that. If you have vibrato, even add some vibrato to that. So it's more like a ha, 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 ha instead of not too short. And then you hit that B flat, and then we have this sequence. We have the same pattern that repeats 3 times in a descending sequence, and really go for the second note of each of those patterns. The next one a little bit softer. And the last one the softest. And then last of all, we start that F sharp at a pianissimo. And then we're crescendoing. That articulation, a slur with a staccato, means that you're going to tongue it with the legato tongue. So do tongue those notes, but they're not short. You're trying to make it sound slurred, but each note is tongued. Not. And not. And I think about this being a crescendo to maybe a mezzo forte, and then suddenly soft in measure 11. So we crescendo, but we're not crescendoing to a piano. We're crescendoing louder than that, and then we get suddenly soft in 11. This is measure 10. measure 12 on the downbeat, and then we have this big forzando. And then we go to a B flat. Right, you can really nail that. But the most exciting part is coming up. It's measure 19. It's a similar phrase, but we're going to a D. Notice that it's not an eighth note in measure 14. At the end, it's a 16th, so it's not 3 and 4. It's 3 and 4. That same rhythm happens in measure 18 at the end. It's a 16th note, so 3 and 4. This is my fingering for D. I have my half hole on, my A and my G. I have this down on my E, and then my low C key, no octave key. And the D should pop right out if you tongue it, and you gotta tighten your embouchure up a little bit. Don't tighten up so much that you can't make it forte. If you tighten up too much, you're not gonna get any volume out of it. So you tighten up the corners so that that D speaks, but also let the reed vibrate so that it can be really loud on that high D. So you've hit this big crescendo at 19, you're loud, and then you're gonna bring it all back to the last two measures, which is beautiful piano. This rhythm's a little bit tricky, so it's gonna be 1, 2 and a yum. That grace note comes before the beat. 1 and a 2 and a yum, and 1. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 off, and hold that G long. So here it is played slowly at the end. I hope that helped, and good luck on your audition.